Welcome to a spine-chilling story of mystery and intrigue. In the darkness of the night, Detective James was called to investigate the mysterious death of an old man inside an abandoned mansion. Little did he know that the mansion had secrets that were waiting to be uncovered. Join us as we uncover the twists and turns of this bone-chilling murder mystery. Before we get started, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Okay, let's begin. The night was dark and foggy, and the silence was only interrupted by the sound of footsteps approaching the old abandoned mansion. Detective James was called to investigate the mysterious death of an old man who was found murdered inside the mansion. As James entered the mansion, he noticed that the doors were locked from the inside, and there were no signs of a struggle or forced entry. He called for backup and started investigating the scene. The old man's body was found lying on the floor with a deep cut on his throat. The murder weapon was nowhere to be found. As James searched the mansion for any clues, he noticed something strange. The mansion was not as abandoned as it seemed. He heard footsteps, doors creaking, and whispers coming from different parts of the house. Every time he tried to investigate, he found no one there. The mansion seemed to be playing tricks on him. As the investigation progressed, James began to unravel the old man's secrets. He discovered that the old man was a wealthy businessman who had many enemies. His family members, business partners, and even his employees had motives to kill him. But as James dug deeper, he realized that the real killer was closer than he thought. One night, as James was going through the old man's belongings, he found a hidden room. Inside the room, he found a diary. The diary contained a confession from the old man's son, who was living with him at the time of the murder. The son had always been envious of his father's wealth and had planned the murder to inherit his fortune. As James went to confront the son, he found him dead, the same deep cut on the throat, the same murder weapon missing. James was left with 3 suspects: the old man's daughter, his business partner, and his employee. But he couldn't shake off the feeling that the mansion was watching him, playing tricks on his mind. James was unable to solve the murder mystery. He was convinced that the mansion had something to do with the murders, but he couldn't prove it. The mansion remained silent, hiding its secrets from the world, and James was left wondering if what he experienced was real or just a figment of his imagination. Days after James had given up on solving the case, he received an anonymous tip that led him back to the mansion. The caller claimed to have crucial evidence that would solve the murder mystery once and for all. As James arrived at the mansion, he noticed that the fog had finally cleared. The mansion looked much less eerie now, with lights shining through the windows. A group of people, including the old man's daughter, his business partner, and his employee, had gathered there. The group greeted James warmly, telling him that they had decided to solve the murder mystery themselves. As they believed that the killer was among them, the old man's daughter then revealed that the anonymous caller was her, and she had a confession to make. She explained that she had been the real killer all along. She had planned the murder to inherit her father's wealth and had carefully crafted the scene to make it look like someone else committed the crime. She had even planted false leads to steer James away from the truth. The daughter was arrested, and the case was finally solved. However, as James was leaving the mansion, he received a strange call from an unknown number. It was the old man's voice, accusing James of overlooking the mansion's true secrets. James could not believe his ears, as the old man had been dead for weeks. He turned around to look at the mansion, and to his horror saw the old man's ghostly figure standing in one of the windows, pointing at him. James realized then that the mansion was indeed hiding secrets, and the old man's spirit would never rest until the truth had been uncovered. James left the mansion with a feeling of unease, wondering what other mysteries the mansion was hiding and if he would ever dare to return. As James got back into his car and drove away from the old mansion, his mind was plagued with questions. What secrets did the mansion hide? Was it haunted by the vengeful spirit of the old man? What had he missed during his investigation? The more James thought about the mansion, the more he realized that there might be more to the story than he had initially thought. He decided to investigate further, despite his reservations about the mansion's eerie atmosphere. Over the next few weeks, James spoke to people who had visited the mansion in the past. He listened to their stories about strange occurrences, including unexplained noises, doors shutting on their own, and even a glimpse of a ghostly figure walking down the hallways. One man told James about a hidden room that he had stumbled upon during his visit to the mansion, but had been unable to find again. Another woman told James about a mysterious woman who appeared in her photographs, but was not present in real life. As James heard more and more stories, he became convinced that the mansion was indeed haunted. He decided to return to the mansion with a group of paranormal investigators to explore the hidden depths of the mansion. They spent a night investigating, and their findings only confirmed James's suspicions. The mansion was filled with paranormal activity, and they even captured footage of a ghostly figure walking through the halls. James realized that the mansion was not just a murder scene, but a place haunted by the past. The spirits of those who had died in the mansion were still present, unable to rest until their stories had been told. Years later, James had still not found all the answers to the mysteries of the old mansion. However, he had come to accept that some secrets are never meant to be fully uncovered. As he sat down to write his memoirs, he couldn't help but feel a twinge of nostalgia for the old mansion. Despite its dark and twisted secrets, it had left a lasting impression on him, and he knew that it would continue to haunt his thoughts for years to come. The story of the old mansion is a testament to the power of the past and how it can haunt the present. James's investigation showed that some secrets are never meant to be fully uncovered, and the mansion's mysteries will continue to fascinate and haunt those who dare to explore its hidden depths. Thank you for joining us on this journey of mystery and intrigue. Before you go, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Take care.